classroom in the corner of the library has been converted to a staff meeting area and small group instruction room over the summer. Our goal is to streamline our work as much as possible through the convenience of having many resources in one location. This, coupled with meetings focused on literacy data conducted in building teams once approximately every 15 days, will help us to be as efficient as possible as we implement our practices this year. Underneath the curtain in the data room will be pictures of all of our Prairie Crest students and a grid that identifies their current reading needs. The board is organized according to the lesson phases. It is color-coded in red, yellow, and green, based on the RTI pyramid, with green for at or above standard, yellow for working toward standard, and red for below standard. Every child has a card with their picture. Any student who is substantially deficient has an additional white magnet with their name on it to represent their second intervention grouping. There is also a picture of each staff member times the number of groups they teach in one day. In any given day, each grade level has 20 small group slots, 8 during intervention time, 8 during differentiation with support time, and 4 during the differentiated time. With this model, it's possible for every student to be met with every day, and for substantially deficient students to be met with a second time. However, our norms stipulate that students at and above standard only need to be met with twice per week. So grade level teams may wish to consider other models, and these decisions will be made during grade level teams' CIC time and during literacy data days. Within the data room, there are many resources to help teachers and support staff understand our approach to guiding students through a continuum of literacy development. This FAST data reference chart identifies the fall, winter, and spring norms for each grade level and each component of the FAST assessment. The FAST assessment is a screening tool which will help us identify students who may be in need of additional diagnostic assessment. With these charts available for our easy reference, we can get a better handle on just how much growth a student needs to make from one screening period to the next. Another resource within the data room is a print copy of the Phonemic Awareness and Phonics Scope and Sequence. Because this is a new tool for our district, this visual reference will help us make sure we are in line with the recommended pace. Another reference is the literacy instruction terms, such as phonics, phonemic awareness, and prosody, that are located throughout the room. We are all in different places with knowing specific terminology, so hopefully this is helpful review for you no matter where you are at in your individual learning. Walpole materials are located in the data room and are available for checkout. Additional instructional materials will be added to the data room as we discover the need. Second through fourth grade teachers will have access to an explicit lesson library consisting of 75 5-day lessons in isolated phonics skills. These are Tier 3 resources, and their use will be determined by the team during literacy data days. Second through fourth grade teachers and additional support teachers will receive training with these materials on the morning of August 21st. At this time, kindergarten and first grade teachers and additional support teachers will receive training in using the phonics chip kits. All of our professional books are located on the shelves within the data room. There are resources in all content areas: classroom management, differentiation, teaching students with specialized needs, and professionalism. If there's a resource you want that we don't have in our collection currently, please let Kylie or me know and we can get it ordered for you. We have been working toward a more diverse collection of decodable books that are available for checkout. We are currently awaiting an update on a grant that Susan wrote before she retired for additional decodable books. Our district may also be purchasing additional decodable titles for all schools. Our decodable books will be located right around the corner in the reading room, along with the rest of the guided reading titles, but on separate shelves. As we work toward full implementation of a multi-tiered system of supports in literacy and social-emotional learning, we'll also use the data room for our Specials 360 meetings and our Building Intervention Team meetings. This chart, pictured here, will show us how many students are receiving support beyond Tier 1 in social skills or with emotional self-regulation. We want to make sure that the data room is available for scheduled small group instruction and for team meetings. Kylie will keep a schedule of small group support. We will discourage family systems and other impromptu meetings from occurring in that space. Literacy data days will also take place in this room according to the schedule on the door. In order to make sure that all materials are accessible to teachers when needed, we will be keeping the library unlocked. Teachers can access materials at any time. Andrea will develop a system so that all materials can be checked out so that we do not have issues with lost materials. We are working on several structures to support teachers and support staff in learning new lessons. We will experiment with a competency-based model of professional learning for teachers when it comes to differentiated reading instruction. Teachers and support staff can move at a pace at which they feel comfortable, utilizing the online resources of lesson demonstrations and scripts and the daily practice in the classroom. Our cognitive model website continues to develop through the collaboration of many staff members. It started with our representative team of K-4 teachers brainstorming how to make the stairway to proficiency become systematic in our school. We know that students go through a developmental continuum when learning to read, and this is evident in the resources on our website. We will continue to seek volunteers to be videotaped so that others may reference a video model of a lesson phase in action. This picture is the home page for the differentiation portion. An electronic version of the CREST data wall is accessible by clicking on the icon. It will be updated immediately following each team's session on the literacy data days. There is a TV and a computer in the data room that can be used by any staff member. We will use this as a tool during our data days, but all staff should feel free to use it as needed. Groups can view video lesson demonstrations via the computer in the data room. We have access to professional lesson demonstrations of all of the 95% group lesson library lessons online. One important note about this, however, the online access to 95% group lesson library lessons is very limited in that it can only be assigned to 2 computers for each school. This computer will be one of those, and then we may assign another that can be checked out overnight. If the data room is being used for something else and you need to see a 95% group lesson library demo, feel free to use headphones and just watch it on the computer. All of the lesson videos on our Cognitive Model website are available anytime, anywhere. We want to acknowledge our staff members for the expert work that they are doing in certain lesson phases. We will be working with our new literacy coach at the district level, Jessie Ketchum, to design a protocol to reflect on lesson delivery. Teachers who wish to engage in coaching and feedback can sign up to do so with Jessie, Kylie, or me. We'll capture the lesson on video and then debrief as a team with the teacher or individually with the teacher to identify strengths and goals, and then practice to perfect the implementation of the lesson. We are currently developing success criteria for phase bands 0 through 4, 5 to 15, fluency, and comprehension to be used in the process. There's a crown for every person that practices implementing these new lessons and jewels for each lesson that's mastered. Going through the coaching cycle with Jessie, Kylie, or me is totally voluntary. Our crown jewels are just a fun way to acknowledge your expertise. We'll keep track of those people that have mastered lessons so that we can send people your way when they're learning a new phase. Finally, there's a quote in the data room that says, "Collaboration divides the tasks and multiplies the successes." It's my hope that through collaboration and honest and open communication, we will be able to develop a very efficient and effective system that's very sustainable. It will be a lot of new learning at first, and it won't be the easiest thing that we've ever done. We are hopeful, though, that it will make our system of interventions not only streamlined and predictable, but also matched to the needs of all students at all levels of development.